this week's stories. Let me tell you what we're going to be doing this week. First up, we have a book on fables, and actually this story here, The Bear and the Crow. The second story is Giraffes Can't Dance, so make sure you have some awesome dance moves. And if you can write in the comments, what are some jungle animals so that we can dance like these animals? And then the third story is Gregory the Terrible Eater. So if you could, can you write in the comments, what are some foods that you don't really like? And those foods may appear on the menu at the Goat restaurant. Alrighty, so for our first story here, make sure you have something that is fancy. Like here you can see I have a nice fancy bow tie. Because in this story, we are going to be a bear. Yeah, a bear. So let's see these sharp claws here. And let's see your sharp teeth. But we're going to be a nice bear in this story. So we're not going to be eating any other creatures. We're not going to be hibernating. We are going to be well dressed. Because when we walk into town, we want all the other animals to look at us and think, wow, look at those nice clothes that bear is wearing. So let's pretend that you are looking in a mirror here on your screen. So I don't know about you, but the first thing I need to do if I'm a bear, I need to comb my bear hair. I need to have my hair looking sharp when I go into town here. Good. Okay. I'll need to smile and show my teeth and maybe even brush them a little bit, right? So pretend you have a toothbrush here and you're... Let's see a big goofy bear smile from you, huh? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I think we might be ready for the town. Let's do a check here. I have nice pants on. I have a nice shirt here. I look and I have wonderful shoes. And one more thing. Let me get my ultra cool sunglasses on here. Oh yeah. All right. So if you have room, stand up. Give yourself a little bit of room to move around here. And if you're going to look your best, you want to stand up as straight as you can. And let's see you strut. So you're strutting, you're feeling good about yourself here. Standing up straight, walking into town, thinking, my goodness, all these other creatures are going to be looking at me, and they're going to be thinking, I am the best dressed bear that they've ever seen. Oh yeah. How about doing a couple poses? Pretend that there's a tree, and you're just going to pose against that tree. Who this be? This be the best looking bear you ever did see. Oh yeah. Alright? Strut on by, stroll on by, think, oh, I'm going to say hi to all those creatures, and how about a little lean back? Okay. Oh yeah, look at this bear, look at these sunglasses here. Okay. Now, as you're walking, you heard something up in the sky. Oh. Yeah. Oh. What's that? Huh? Sounds like a crow. What did you say, crow? I couldn't quite hear you. Really?
This year, the gentlemen are not wearing hats.
Oh, okay.
They all have frying pans on their heads.
Frying pans. Ooh.
They are not wearing coats and vests either. Instead, they are covering themselves with bed sheets.
Oh, bed sheets. I have one of those. Yeah.
They are not wearing shoes.
What are they wearing? What are they wearing? Tell me. Tell me.
Paper bags on their feet.
Yeah, I have those. Yeah. Oh, I need to get home really quick. Oh my gosh, I am not well dressed at all. Oh, so now what did he say? He said, what did he say for the feet? Paper bags. Take your shoes off real quick, Bears. All right, toss that shoe. Okay, get this shoe. Get that shoe out of there. All right. So let me see. I have one paper bag here. Ah, yes. Put this on your feet. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be looking good. Oh yeah. All right. Let's get the other paper bag. Ah, here it is. Yeah. Put that on the other feet. Okay. So I'm looking okay. I'm looking all right. See. And then what else? A bed sheet. Oh yeah. Look at this for a coat. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be looking good going into town here. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm looking sharp. All right. And then for the hat, what did he say? Frying pan. Hey. Now I'm looking sharp. Oh yeah. So strut into town like this. You got your awesome hat. You got your coat. You got your great shoes here. Oh yeah, look at this. And all of a sudden you hear some laughter. That's very small. Like a bug maybe. Like a bug. So let's hear that. Wait, he must not be laughing at me, thinks the bear, right? And then you hear a little snake laughter, right? Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then you hear some big old laughter, right? That's the funniest bear I ever did see. Nice hat there, bear. Can we see your sad face? Your big bear lip here start to shake a little bit, and I can never return to this town. These creatures are laughing at me. They're laughing at this hat. And I thought I was wearing the best looking coat around. Oh, man. Now, as the bear walked home slowly, so let's see, a slow walk, he heard something laughing in the sky. Crow, you told me that this was the prime fashion, and all the creatures laughed at me. Oh!
I told you many things, but never once did I tell you that I was telling the truth.
Oh, man. So thank you. That's the end of story 1. Okay? For story 2, here's what you'll need. You'll need a few dance moves. So I hope that you were practicing all week some dance moves here. You're going to dance like different creatures. So we'll have some big cats dancing. We will have, well, whatever animals you suggest, we're going to be dancing like them with different music. Okay? We're also going to need you to pretend that you are a giraffe as well in this. And you might even need some cool sunglasses as well, perhaps, if you have those. If not, that's okay. So thanks for joining me for story number 2, Giraffes Can't Dance. It's one of my favorite stories because, well, people say that I kind of look like a giraffe, right? I mean, giraffes are, if you think about it, they're really tall, they're skinny. I don't know if I have a long neck, but other people like to tell me I do. So this story starts off, there's some grass around, there's some trees, and you know, in fact, giraffes are really good at reaching up high. So let's see a long giraffe tongue from you here. Giraffes have either purple tongues or black tongues, so you can pick. And giraffes are really good at getting leaves that are really tall. So let's see you up on your tiptoes here. Try to make yourself as tall as possible here and get that tall leaf. It's tasty. Now, here's the scene for this story. There's a big animal dance that's coming up. All the different jungle animals are going to be there. And this giraffe thought, I got to start practicing the dance here. So what's going to happen is he kind of thought of music in his head a little bit. And he was kind of like, first off, let me swing my tail around here, right? Like, whoosh, whoosh, a little giraffe tail. So if you can, right? Whoosh, swing your tail. Whoosh, whoosh. And then with your long giraffe legs here, try to dance. But the issue that the giraffe was having was that his legs were just too long. And what would happen is his giraffe knees would hit and he'd slump. Or then he thought, oh, let me try my front legs here. Let's try to dance those. And what would happen is they would hit each other because they were so long and he wasn't used to dancing. So right now, if you can show me what's a really bad dance that you would consider like, wow, that's a really awkward and not a very good dance move. Here, show me that. I'll try to do mine here. Cool. Nice. Right? If you saw a creature like this, you'd think, what are you doing? Well, anyway, it was finally time for the big dance show. There was a host who was there. Now, with the animals that you sent in, these animals are going to be part of the dance show. And I would give yourself some room right now because we're going to be pretending that we're dancing like these creatures. So first up, I see a tiger. All right? So let's hear the tiger music from the host, and let's pretend we're tigers, right? There, balls. You can see the claws out in front, right? All right. Great job, dancing like a tiger there. All right. Next up, I see someone has put in a suggestion of a crocodile or alligator here. So let's pretend you have short little limbs, almost like a T-Rex. You're standing up, right? Big teeth. Let's see a big mouth here. How big can you get your mouth to go? All right. Hit it, host. I would say for this, crouch a little bit. See a spin move. Cool. Nice move. Good job, Mary. Liam, I see you. All right, Anaya, I like it. All right, host, what do we got next? All righty, so next up, I see someone was suggesting a snake. Okay. All right, there. Let's see the music the host picks with a snake. All righty, so try not to blink. Let's see your snake tongue. All right, make yourself real skinny, like this. All right, no arms or legs. Play that steel drum. All right, what's next? Rating some animals here that live in the jungle. Oh, the big old elephant dance? Okay, so make sure you have big old feet, big legs here. You're gonna be stomping around like an elephant does. Oh, I see, we have an elephant playing trumpet there. Good job, host. So, pretend you have a long trumpet here, your trunk, and we'll start playing. All right, thank you, host. Up next is the giraffe. Now then, there were a few problems with the giraffe here. One, he hadn't picked out any music. Two, well, he hadn't really practiced much, right? So when it was time to walk up, the giraffe said, "It's time for the giraffe, put your poles together!" And he froze. Everyone looked at him. They stared. So let's see a tiger stare here. Let's see a snake stare. Let's see an elephant stare, right? Let's see a crocodile stare. All of a sudden, they started laughing at him. Let's hear the elephant laughter from you. Crocodile laughter? Right? The tiger laughter? Poor Gerald the giraffe slumped away. So show me a sad face. All the other animals are laughing at you. And show me with your body, what does it look like if you're sad? Your shoulders kind of slump. Start walking slow. All of a sudden, he heard a voice. And it looked like a little creature. And he started looking for this creature in the leaves. And who was this creature? Where was the creature that from the leaves that was talking to him? Where was it? It was so quiet.
Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhearing and seeing what was happening. Didn't you practice pretty hard?
Gerald said, "Yeah."
And excuse me, didn't you don't you like dancing? It makes you happy?
And Gerald the giraffe said, "Yeah."
And this little creature said, "Well, that means you are a dancer. Okay? If you've practiced dancing and you like doing it, you're a dancer. Dance like nobody's watching you. Here, let me start playing a little music that I like and see if, well, close your eyes. see if it starts moving your body. Try this. Close your giraffe eyes here. Giraffes have little horns. Start moving your horns a little bit. Okay, starting to feel good. Let's see your giraffe tongue hang out of your mouth a little bit. Take your first paw. Start moving that. Let's see your other paw. Fourth foot. Fourth foot. Or leg, or arm. Whatever you want to call it. Okay. Gerald, the giraffe started to sway back and forth. Wow. Feel pretty good. His eyes were still closed. He started moving. Let's see your long legs and arms start to move in this music. And let's see a big giraffe smile. And you start to take bigger steps. Really feeling this music. Who was this creature? If you can, you won't hurt anybody, kick around you. Oh. Okay. Now slowly, the other creatures who laughed at him crept over to Gerald the giraffe. First the elephant, finally, he started watching. He was mesmerized. Then the tiger, with the sharp teeth, started laying on his tiger tummy, watching. The crocodile was next. He walked over and thought, oh my goodness, Gerald's amazing. Look at those long legs kicking. Look at those long arms. Finally the snake said, stupendous. So, the message on this story is, dance like nobody's watching. If you feel comfortable with yourself, then that's all that matters. All right. So thanks for joining me for story 2. The final story is all about a goat. Now, in this story, we will need a list of some of the foods that you don't really like. And do you know that goats actually are very picky eaters? I read that goats, they usually eat hay. They will not eat hay if the hay has been walked on. That's how smart goats are. Another thing, do you know what baby goats are called? They're called kids. So if anyone calls you a kid, make sure you do a quick look behind you and check, are they talking to you or are they talking to a baby goat? Anyway, for this next story here, it takes place at a restaurant, a pretty fancy restaurant. So, if you have one of your fancy items from the first story, put that on. So, I'm going to put on a bow tie. Now, the goat family were having a really nice meal at a restaurant, or they were trying to. It was well lit. There was a good window to look out at. But when it came time to order something, that's where they had trouble. Now, goats like to perch on things, so if you can, perch on your chair. Papa Goat was looking at the menu and said, you know what? I have a steamed shirt. I love steamed shirt there. The waiter promptly brought it over. Oh yeah, make sure you grab it with your hoof here. Start eating the shirt. If you don't have a shirt, well, you can get your own shirt to eat, right? Goats love shirts. Now, Mama Goat, she said, I'll have a roasted magazine. Oh, yeah. So if you have a magazine or a newspaper, you can grab it now here. Oh, yes! One of my favorite issues here. That's pretty tasty. She turned and said, Son, Gregory, what would you like? Well, Gregory looked at the menu here, and Gregory said, what about some like mango and bananas? And the waiter said, we don't have that. Oh, okay. Well, let me check that menu here. Let's see, do you have any, let's see, corn on the cob, mashed potatoes? No, that sounds like human food. Look at the picture. This is a goat restaurant. All right, fine. I didn't really like it, but do you have any, pizza? What? He said to the mom, what's up with your son? He's ordering stuff that we don't even have. Well, Gregory heard that, and that was it. Can you let out a big goat yell? And he scampered off. Well, the next day, mother and father, well, they were sitting around the breakfast table. You can take off your fancy clothes, you know, reading and eating the morning newspaper. And I said, what are we going to do about our son? He won't eat anything at home. He won't eat, anything at a restaurant. What do we do? Now the mom, pretty smart goat. She said, well, hubby, I've been reading about a doctor. Now, he's kind of small, but he's pretty well dressed. I think we should go see him. And he might have some ideas for us here. All right? So off they went to see the doctor. All right? The doctor appeared. They told him the trouble. Ah, yes, doctor. Well, what's the trouble is our son just won't eat anything. The doctor says, oh, yeah. I've said that with this kind before here. Oh, yeah. Here's what I think you should do. I think that you should get him some foods that he doesn't like and mix them with foods that he does like. Well, Mom and Dad had never thought about that. So you had told me, Leo and Bria and Avery, Sophie, what are some foods that you don't like here? I see, dinosaur, okay, sure, broccoli, I see wood chips, that you don't like wood chips. Okay, so the parents were, hey, let's start with that. So you say, Gregory, come on over. How about some carrots and wood chips for you? It's something that you do like, carrots, with something that you don't like, wood chips. Make sure you get this with your hoof here. And as you can see, Gregory had some carrots here. So pretend that you're eating a carrot. Oh, not bad. Pretty good. And then take a piece of wood chip here, right? It's a lot of fiber. It's chewy. Okay. And he liked it. He ate the whole thing. Now, later on, parents asked him,
some other foods that you don't like, Gregory, and Brett and Evan, right? And Charlie. Well, I read that you put in, you don't like broccoli, and, you don't like mayo, and you don't like marbles. So, the next for lunch, make sure you perch up here. Is Gregory here, of course. And let's hear a bah from you. That's a sign that you're hungry. And what do we have here? Ooh, looks like some marbles with some fish. Can we see a gross face from you? What would it look like if you do a grossed out face like? And can we hear a gross sounding bah from you? Pretend you're eating a marble. It's hard to chew. It's very hard here. No. Oh. And then maybe something that you kind of like. Oh. Very chewy, these sardines and marbles. So, swallow it there, yeah. Take another marble. What? Now, it wasn't bad. So, later on, the dad was trying to do some work. And he said, "Have you seen my toolbox?" And she said, "Oh my gosh, Gregory was so hungry, I just gave him a bucket of stuff. So, here it is. Let's see what's in here that the mom gave Gregory that we can eat." Magazine. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, Gregory ate that. Ruler. Pretend you're eating a ruler here. Oh, hard, quite tasty. Sponge. Cup. Pretend you're eating a cup here. And if you have anything that you're eating from your house or wherever you are, write that in. All right, tell me, what is some other stuff that Gregory the goat might eat that you might have sitting around your house? Flashlight. Screwdriver. Scissors. Glue. Napkin. Bow tie. Tape measure. Bucket. Now, can you show me what would it look like if your tummy's hurting, right? Put your hands on your tummy, right? You have a tummy ache? Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Let's see a face where it looks like that you just ate too much and you don't feel good. Now, I don't know about you, but when my tummy hurts, I think I just have to take a nap. Now, unfortunately, for Gregory, he was tossing and turning. Let's hear some groans from you like a goat groan. And he thought of all this stuff that he ate that was, well, giving him a tummy ache. right? He had some cardboard. Oh, yeah. He had that old bucket. We saw that he had like a door frame. Oh, geez, he saw there were some chips and nails. Now the next morning, he woke up, and his parents were, of course, reading the newspaper, having a few nibbles on it. Gregory, we've decided that you've been such a good goat that we were going to take you back to that restaurant. The mother said, don't worry, Gregory. We called the chef. We called ahead. You can get anything you like. You can get, you can get the mango thing you wanted. You can get mashed potatoes and corn. You can even get pizza. Well, fast forward till they were well dressed for the restaurant here, right? If you have your tie, you can put your tie back on, right? If you have nice sunglasses, you can put the sunglasses on here. The waiter handed out the menu, and they said, Gregory, what would you like? And Gregory said, I don't even need this, Mom. I know what I want. How about some nice berries, because that's something I like. And maybe something that I'd like to try, some roasted shoelaces. Brought it over. Ooh, smell this. Ooh, look at it. It looks delicious. And he decided he would try the shoelaces. This is perfect. And it was. So, thanks for joining me this week for our story time. Thanks for acting like different animals, different creatures. Next week, we're going to be doing caps for sale. So, get your hats together, get your caps together. You're going to have to act like some monkeys next week. So if you don't have a good monkey voice, make sure you practice that. But I'll see you next week on Thursday at 10:30 right here. And we'll have 2 other stories as well. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and give yourself a round of applause. And I hope you have a great day. So thanks for coming.